Hello everybody, welcome back. So, we check the menu here. We are 46% through as far as power-ups go, and we are about 4 hours into the game. Now, so we're about halfway done with power-ups. I'd say as far as the actual, progress through the game, we're maybe a little bit after halfway, maybe coming close to 2/3. My usual time through this game is something like 6 hours. My first time through it took me 20, but I'm down to about 6. But because I'm taking so long to scan everything this time around and, talk to y'all a little, I'm guessing more like 7 to 8. So let's hop back on in. My guess is it's going to be about 15 parts for this series at the lengths I'm doing of the episodes, but I'm kind of curious to see how it turns out. Maybe more like 12. So we just got the ice beam, and we're going to my favorite place in the whole game today. So, there's 2 ways out of here. This way leads to an elevator, and this way leads to an elevator. I'm going to show you both. I believe they both head into the overworld, except different parts. One of them heads to a part that is going to be inaccessible to us for a little bit, but I'm still going to hop over there. Yes, Town Overworld South. One of them goes back to a different part, and one of them goes back to that that ice beam door we actually saw up on top of the crashed Orpheon when we were in there before. Which we're still not going to get in there yet. I could go inside the Orpheon now, but I need the gravity suit because the whole thing is flooded. As you can see, these little guys are no trouble anymore. I can just pop them. Now, one thing about this beam is its projectiles are slower than before, than the other beams, so it can be a little bit harder to hit enemies. Now, if you listen also, the music has changed. This is Talon Overworld 2 music. I do like this music. I just like the first one better. But this is the music we're going to be hearing in the overworld from now on. So if we head out here, another one of these guys, a couple of blood flowers. Now, I can freeze them, you see, and then pop them with the missile. That is actually... The ice beam lets us do that to pretty much any enemy we want. Anything that's not going to be killed right away, we can freeze and then shatter with the missile. So that's an easy way to kill otherwise tough enemies or annoying enemies. So, you can see... There's a path up there, spider ball. I could go up there. It leads to a morph ball passage that I need power bomb to get through, and actually through the other side of there is my X-ray visor, so I can't get that yet. Now there's a door over there. You can see. How do I get to that door? Well, if you look at the rain, there's a hidden platform. This is something you were supposed to get with the X-ray visor once you grabbed it, but again, like that cavern in Magmore, I know it's here. And the raindrops actually make it really useful. Well, okay. Up to 120 missiles. So now, if we head down... Where is it? This way. There's the gate. Controls are on the other side. So, there's more stuff down that way. There's the spinner device that opens up this gate. And there's more rooms that way. If I look at the map, you can see there's the rest of the overworld. That's the rune site. There's the crash site. There's my landing site. So, we'll get access to this in another part later. Actually, there's another elevator access at the bottom of this room that I believe comes out of the space pirate mines, the phazon mines. So, I'm going to head up the other way, because there's no way out from here. Just wanted to show you all that. We're going to head back through the overworld, and then we're going to go all the way back to Phendrana, which I'm going to cut a good bit of that for you. Because we have entered the backtracking part of the game. Basically, from this point of the game onward, you'll be doing a lot of traveling through Magmor caverns. Down east. Magmor is the most linear area in the game, and it's kind of just used to link other areas. Still can't kill these guys with any beam, but I can still missile them. Need plasma beam for that. So this, I've always noticed this little bit here. So usually, you get that little cutscene when you come out of Morphball, where you actually see Samus, you know, you see her come back out. But for some reason, in this spot, this is the only spot, you pop right out. I don't really get that well. So here, more of these glowing blue mushrooms. Power up in there. Shoot down the bloodgrass. Get that. We're actually going to just boost through. And now, here we are, back out here. And there are still air pirates. Oh, actually got a good shot on him. Okay. Usually they're gonna juke and dodge my shots. The best time to hit them is right there when they... Usually they'll dodge left and right, and it's really hard to hit them with an ice beam shot. But when they stop to shoot missiles at you, that's when you should hit them. So, hop over here. There's a couple of downed pirates, like we saw on the Orpheon. Internal injuries due to concussion. Yeah, so they were injured in the crash, and ice beam just blows them up. And as you can see, I could go inside. I'm not going to, because it's pointless. I could get a little ways in. There's power-ups over here too, but I'm not going to bother with those. Get a scan of the ship. The airlock space pirate ship that self-destructed in low orbit. Faint life signs detected on interior. So yeah. We're going to head back across. Still hard to move in water. That's going to change real soon. So one thing I can show you. Samus has a set running speed, as you see. However, the boost ball is faster than that. But if you come out of the morph ball while you're boosting, Samus runs for a little bit. So, you can see she does a little sprint, which I think is kind of a really cool little feature. Sometimes it works better than others. On flat ground it works pretty well. I'm not showing it off too well there, but it is something that they took into account, which I appreciate. So now, we're back in the main room. We'll save up. Now I'm gonna head back to Phendrana. I'm gonna cut it. See you guys in a bit. So we're back in this little tunnel that I didn't like. Now I can freeze these, as you see, which is a little bit more tedious than it's worth. So this puts us back here. Now I can go this way. So welcome guys to my favorite place in the game. For a couple of reasons. Mainly the music. Also the atmosphere. I'm just gonna stop and let y'all enjoy the music for a bit. So this is Phendrana's Edge. As you see, there is a energy tank in there that I need the plasma beam to get to. So it's got a couple of chambers like this, essentially tall, thin column chambers. Now as you see, there's the top door on the right will lead us back into the Space Pirate Research Core, where we got the thermal visor. So, you remember in this room, we came in from the top, and there was closed windows, and one of those pirates burst in through the window, and, you know, I was saying, how did they get in here otherwise? Because, basically, if they wanted to reach the top of this room from the bottom, they would have had to come down through here, through this tunnel, all the way through here, back through here, through these little tunnels that they can't get through because they don't have morph ball, back around this way, back in through the top, up through here, and then down through here. So it's like, it doesn't really make any sense at all. So I think somebody in the dev team said, hey, it'd be cool if they burst through the wall here, and they didn't actually think about the logistics of the room. But, you know, whatever. And I didn't mean to fall that far. So, here's some new enemies. Gel Zaps. They are two halves that are bound by electricity. Brain is in the upper half, heart and digestive tract are in the lower. They're at the top of the aquatic food chain, so when I get close, they will short out my systems and pull me in and attack me, essentially. And then, as you see, it shorts out my systems for a little while. When they open up like that, I can shoot their core, and as you can see, there's nothing in between. So there's a couple doors in and out of this room. I'm gonna go up and go through that passage to the Space Pirate base real quick, just to show y'all. Room is currently filled with flicker bats, but later it'll be filled with air pirates. And these guys. Yeah. So if I go through here, this is Pike access. And you can see the music changes back to the Space Pirate base music. And then if I go through here, here's that ice door I mentioned before. It's back in the base. Lights are still off. We don't want to go back in there. Only time we'll be going back in there is for the artifact later in the game. So, we want to go through this door. Huh. So, for some reason, when I hit them with that, it freezes them and then I can't shatter them. I can walk through them, oddly enough. And here's just an odd group of scarabs. I'm not sure why this group is here. So you can see the ice beam completely obliterates them. Now, do you remember in the Space Pirate base, we had some scans that mentioned Hunter Metroids. So, I believe it's this room. We're about to find some. Now there's Metroids, the Metroids that we know and love, the floaty guys with the little mandibles that we saw back in the base. Those are actually the larval stage of Metroids. They have a number of stages after that. where they basically metamorphose into a gradually more reptilian form until they reach this kind of T-Rex sort of bipedal thing. However, that's only on SR388, their native planet. Here, on Talon 4, they undergo a slightly different morphology. So there you go, you hear that noise? That's a Metroid. He's gonna come up and find me. Here he is. This is a Hunter Metroid. Adolescent Metroid. So, they gain a long tentacle that they shoot out and latch onto you, essentially. As Metroids develop, they could become more efficient predators. Energy draining tentacle allows them to attack at a distance. They're quick to anger, they will charge troublesome prey and ram them into submission. Cold-based attacks are still effective. Essentially, what the fan theories are is that this is the second stage of Metroids when influenced by Phazon. Normally, their second form, they gain a hard little shell and they start to become kind of like a reptile. However, here they just progress more along this stage. This is the only game where you see he sucks on me, and latches on and does that, and pulls a little energy off. He doesn't latch onto your head like the other ones do, but he will ram you like that. I kind of like these guys, they're cool looking. They're not nearly as dangerous as the normal Metroids. I can freeze them and pop them that way. So that I just did is the way we're going to be killing most Metroids in this game. So this guy, I love these guys. This is a glider. This is one of the many Metroid enemies that is completely harmless to you, just an ambient creature that lets you get around. They have a magnetic signature on them. Basically, you can grapple them. And there's a sport called glider riding, where apparently people will, you know, grapple these things around. So if I can't lock onto him. Shots reflect. I can freeze him. And he makes that cool sound. I love the sounds they make. So there's some stalactites I can knock off. Now there's one up there. I can't get it except from that side, which I need to grapple from him to get. Which will break the ice down there, which will let me get to that missile power-up, which is below the ice. It looks like water, but that's actually ice down there. Now, this is where we can really see the Phazon. It is coursing through the walls of this place, as you can see. I can't scan it. It doesn't show up on my heat signature for some reason. It should. You can see some of the fish down there, which is really cool. We'll get some cool shots of them in a little bit. So there's two doors here. This one, I believe, is a save point. Yes. A couple scans. Temperature affiliated behavioral index for Metroids is available at all research terminals. Access code LAF22. All Metroids destined for Phazon ranges in the mines must pass inspection. So they are bringing Metroids to their Phazon mines, and we will find them there later. I know we find regular Metroids there. I think there's a couple Hunter Metroids down there. We'll find out. So now we're headed this way. This is a cool little tunnel. Basically, if you get your ball rolling right, you get the trail going, it leaves. You get some cool reflections in this little tunnel. This is just upper edge tunnel. Okay, so there's some pirates in here. You can see them up there. We're gonna pop them. Take out this guy first. Oh, see, they like to dodge around. And I like to fall off ledges. Okay. They're gone. You can see they're very hard to hit until they stop to shoot you with missiles. Or you get a lucky shot. Okay. So they're out. You can see this room kind of looks like a dead end. There's something up top that I can't get yet. There's all kinds of stuff we'll be back here for later. We're going down. Jump right into that guy. Another chamber. Bunch of gel zaps down below, but I'm about to kill all of them with these stalactites. Except that one. He lives. So, bunch of exits out of this room. That one directly in front of me will lead back to that bottom door in that room. I want to go to the right, because that's going to take us to the gravity suit. So we're headed over here. I believe this can knock me off, yeah. Way back up is... here. If I could jump, which I can't. Okay. Hop up here. More phazon in the walls. There's a dead fish in there. I can actually see the door through the wall. See some fish swimming around down there. The flicker bats do not have a heat signature. More phazon over here. You can see there's a ton of phazon in this place. It is everywhere. All over the walls. Even coursing through these little crystals, which do have a heat signature for some reason. Okay. This is the gravity chamber. This is where we are going to get our gravity suit. So, new enemy here. Aqua Reaper. These are like those little one-eyed Reaper vines we saw in the Chozo Ruins. This is basically a big organism that shoots these tentacles out of the walls. It's a crude sonar. Considerable speed and strength. If I get close, they will smack me. I'm just gonna knock them away. And there's a gel zap in the middle here who is happily beating away at me. See, they look cool. Now, if I head over here. This is the cool shot. I love this shot. All these fish, Reapers, gel zap in the middle, and over there is our power-up. If I could, you know, move. So, this is the gravity suit. So, let's notice how this looks now. It's kind of murky. I can't move very well. It's kind of foggy. As soon as we get this, that's all going to change. This is some weird audio glitches that time. Okay, so now it's clearer. I can see better. I can also move normally. For some reason, my shots also move faster, but I'm no longer hindered by the water. I'm blue now. Everything has turned blue. If we look at it, we're cool looking. This is my favorite suit. It always has been. We go to suits. Gravity suit. Eliminates the effect of liquid on movement. Improves your defensive shielding. Does not reduce damage delivered from hazardous fluids, so I can move more easily through lava now, but it's still going to hurt me. Visor modifications make it easier to see underwater, which would have been easier to see in the original game because I would have had fog turned on, and so the murkiness down here would have been even more apparent before I had switched over. So, as you can see, we're missing one. In Super Metroid, the gravity suit was the final suit you got, but here we've got an open slot, so what's that about? Oh, we're going to find out later. I'm not going to spoil it. So, now we can do all kinds of cool stuff. First of all, we're going to head out of here. Now I can actually jump up on out. This thing up here, yeah. Many different types of mineral deposits. One of the minerals is a volatile form of volcanic rock. Formation is incredibly strong against tremors and concussive blasts, but is unstable if heat is introduced. So basically that's saying, I can't destroy it with missiles, but I can melt it, and that'll reveal a grapple point, which will let me get that. So that'll be much later. So now we're headed back up this way. Some security drones. I believe that's the only one, yeah. So lots more Phazon. I'm not sure why the bulk of it has come here, and there's not a lot in Magmore. So now this room has air pirates, where it didn't a moment ago. So now we're headed back out of this place. We're pretty much done here for the moment, unfortunately. Now, one thing I've always thought was strange in this place is the fact that, you know, usually the game's good about, oh hey, you just got this beam, all of the doors you're about to have to go through are going to use that beam, but all these are still wave beam doors, and that's actually going to continue a bit in the Space Pirate mines, and the reason is because these are all Space Pirate doors. Their beams apparently use wave beam technology or something similar to it. So all of the doors that they make tend to be wave beam doors. So we're gonna head all the way back up top. And now we can head down into the ruined frigate. Oh, wrong door. Do not want to go in there. Further up. So we gotta say bye-bye to the edge for now. I love this place. We'll be back. It's a little short for my taste. So, I think I'm gonna cut it there. We'll see how long it comes out to. But I'm gonna head all the way back to the Chozo Ruins. Or no, excuse me, the Overworld. We're gonna save back up at the main save point. And next time we're gonna head into the space pirate frigate. So, thanks guys. I'll see you then.